Meghan Markle is once again making headlines, and no, it's not because of royal drama, but because of her new lifestyle brand called As Ever. What exactly is Meghan promising with this venture, and why has the internet cheekily renamed it as You? Who would have thought a brand built on intention and elegance would instead spark ridicule for its underwhelming taste and questionable quality? How can something so posh turn out to taste like posh school dinner leftovers? When Meghan launched her line of teas, jams, honey, and crepe mix, people were intrigued. What makes this collection so deeply personal to her? But now the real question is, how can something that claims to be made with heart leave customers feeling duped? This isn't just about flavor, it's about a chasm between expectation and reality. Let's start with the tea. Who would have thought a simple cuppa could be the first major flop of the As Ever range? At £10 a tin, roughly $12, what exactly makes it worth the price? Well, customers followed the directions to boil the water. Revolutionary, right? Except any true tea lover knows you don't boil water for herbal blends. What did they end up with? Neon purple water with all the flavor of wet cardboard. So much for a soothing sip. Then there's the lemon and ginger tea, meant to be refreshing but described by one reviewer as hot water that once knew a lemon. Why is it so bland? The peppermint was even worse. Some said it tasted like nausea medicine in a mug. How can luxury tea end up tasting like something from the back of a medicine cabinet? Clearly, it's not the zen moment Meghan was going for. Next, the 11-pound crepe mix. What's so special about this bag of flour? Because it says French style on the label? Honestly, who doesn't know crepes are French? Where's the added value if it tastes no better than homemade pancake mix that costs a third of the price? What are we actually paying for? A label? Even more disappointing was the wildflower honey with honeycomb retailing at £22. Why did so many customers never receive theirs? Who's responsible when a product is oversold and underdelivered? And to make matters worse, those who complained were sent a grammatically tragic apology note. For someone dubbed the calligraphy queen, how did Meghan's team miss basic punctuation? And here's the kicker. How can a brand that prides itself on detail forget to include proper ingredient lists and origin info? Where are the certifications and safety assurances that are standard for food products? Is a minimalist vibe more important than actual transparency and consumer trust? Now, how did the influencers react? The hand-picked ones sent cream-toned boxes and passive-aggressive affirmations. You'd expect glowing praise, right? But even they struggled to fake enthusiasm. Why did one say the jam was too sweet for toast while another called it a bit sour? Why was there such inconsistency across the board? Take the raspberry preserve, for example. How can one jam be both too sweet and too tart? Who's testing these recipes? One influencer suggested it's better suited as an ice cream topping, which, if we're honest, sounds like a failed jam. Imagine pairing bland crepes with failed jam and neon tea, the ultimate brunch of regret. What was Meghan's real goal with As Ever? She says it's about sharing intention and meaningful wellness. But when the products fall flat and customers feel taken advantage of, how can that mission ring true? Isn't intention meaningless if the result is barely edible? So now the question is, when will Meghan and her team sort out this chaos? If they want to survive in the hyper-competitive lifestyle space, how will they prove that As Ever is more than just aesthetic packaging? When will the products finally deliver on their promise? And finally, who's actually buying this stuff again? Judging by the reviews, As Ever seems better suited for an Instagram selfie than a proper breakfast. Could this be the beginning of the end for Meghan's lifestyle ambitions? So if you're tempted to try As Ever, think twice. You might end up with a bland brunch experience wrapped in beige packaging and vague affirmations. As Ever? More like As Never Again.